Where's my glasses cleaner? Can't see anything. All right. This is going to be loud. Sorry about that. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you are doing well today. Yeah. It's Friday. Friday stream. Hooray! We have another long list this week of viewer suggestions, so I was planning on trying to knock some of those out. It is Friday, so we are also going to do some rugby sketches, as well as I'm trying to do sword timber. I haven't looked at the prompt today, but we'll probably draw a sword. So we're going to draw a rugby, a sword, and we'll get back into the viewer suggestions. For those, we just have a large list, as well as I'll just roll the dice and we'll pick one off the list. If you have any suggestion you'd like to add, feel free to put it in the comments or down in the chat itself, and then we'll go from there. So, yeah. Stream hype! Druid, hello, hello, welcome in.
Hello, thanks.
Maybe I should give Rugby a sword. Maybe that's what I should do.
Sounds good to me. Don't know how he's going to hold it, but...
True.
I feel like I tried to do that once.
I think you did, yeah. There's definitely a few Rugbies out there with swords in their mouths. How are you today?
Pretty good. Wednesday's workout kind of caught up with me.
Yep, day two. Day two workout. It's the worst.
So I got to figure out where my stretching deficiencies are.
I've drawn a puppet Rugby.
Yes, you have. That's okay.
Coast LLC, hello, hello. Thank you for the follow. That might be on Twitch. Someone might have just followed me on Twitch, so that's fun.
Yeah.
We don't know how to turn that off. Whatever. Am I on Twitch? I hope I'm on YouTube. We're supposed to be on YouTube.
You're on YouTube.
Okay.
I got the stream up.
Really, what I should do is I should set it up so I can have all that stuff on YouTube and then just do that too. Maybe I should look into that this weekend, making the YouTube streaming more functional. There's a whole bunch of stuff I can do. There was I was looking at the sword timber thing yesterday, and I think I want to make like a bunch of cards for it, like a deck of swords. So I might do that. The only problem is like magical weapons in Pathfinder are balanced way differently than they are in D&D. Well,
Yeah.
5th edition anyways.
Yeah.
So. Yesterday was good, got a lot of work done, so that's nice.
Good.
I always feel like whenever I finish a project, it actually opens up like 3-4 more parts of the project. And it's just like, oh, I have so much more work to do now.
Yeah, yeah.
Constantly feel behind, but I did get work done yesterday, so I should celebrate those achievements. I should celebrate those. trying to decide if I want to attempt Shield Member again. You know, I love shields. I have made many shields in my life. I have a few of them within reach. I love shields. But drawing them over and over and over again is a pain in the ass. I'd like to draw a curved potato chip, please. So, what it could be fun is to just like come up with a... That was Tixel talking in the Discord. If people would like to hang out in the Discord, you're very welcome to. It could be fun to just make some shapes and then just design them differently. Like, I do that all the time. I really like that. Oops. But I always end up just wanting to put a handprint on it. It's the best type of shield. The hand shield. Rugby's like, no, my brain. That whole prompt list, and I did like 7. Yeah, that's the thing about prompts is, I don't like all the ideas in a lot of the prompts. So yeah. I think we have like 5 or 6 different sword timber prompts this year. I'm probably just gonna pick and choose. I'm not gonna go through it because I like just doing whatever, you know.
Yeah, and if I remember, today's was what, a candle sword?
Yeah, I'm not doing a candle sword. Not doing it. I posted the picture I did of the sword yesterday on TikTok and got like 20 views. I was like, okay, that's hot garbage. We'll figure something else out. So I'll see if I keep doing that or not. I might just have to come up with a better system for showing it off. Let's see if we can find those prompts. So many cats. Skeleton. Ooh, I like that one.
Of course you do.
The skeletal sword. That could be really fun. Is the outer ankle higher or lower?
I
think it's
lower.
Is it the lower one?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely looks right. What if I start making Rugby's floof real big? Bah!
You are welcome to do that.
Hashtag not my rugby.
Been a while since I've drawn a rugby.
You usually do the mushy boys.
Yeah. I figured I'd do a rugby today too.
Okay, that's my rugby. And I'm gonna do a sword. Skeletal sword, eh? What makes it skeletal? I guess it says skeleton, not skeletal sword, so it could be a sword for a skeleton. New Kickstarter right now. Chunky swords. All thick all the time.
Don't know if that would do great on Kickstarter, but I bet if you had an OnlyFans channel like that.
Can I start an OnlyFans page and not post pictures? Oh my god, we should do that this weekend.
You missed the joke.
Oh, sorry. I heard OnlyFans and thought money.
Thick swords, OnlyFans.
Yeah, I really want to draw thick swords. Like, let's call it that. Let's call it thick swords on OnlyFans. See who shows up. Wait a minute, is this actual swords? I'm not mad. Goofy Ghost, an undead skeleton that is a sword that can talk. That could be funny. Is that your suggestion for the day, or just commenting on the skeletal sword idea? Not enough people play sentient weapons. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to talk to Jump Rope about that for the Pathfinder game. How are you doing, Goofy Ghost? Hope you're doing well.
I think it was Corvus that I was. No, it might have been Burning that I was talking to. We were talking about potential like magic patrons.
Okay.
It was okay. So it was definitely Burning, and I was like, I'm totally down with like, because I think we were talking about like doing a spell sword, and I was like, I'm totally down with having your taking a class that isn't really built to be a spell sword and making it a spell sword by giving him a magical weapon that is his patron.
Okay. I like
Or
that.
something for like a witch. Like, instead of familiar, let's give you a magical weapon.
They did that a little bit in first edition with the wizard familiar, right? Instead of a wizard familiar, you could have a magical item.
Yeah.
But all it really did was like hold a spell slot for you. And it's like that could be way cooler if you gave it to other people.
Yes.
Like anybody having an enchanted weapon, I think is a fun idea. I really like that. Let's see if I can wrap a skeleton around this sword. It's just a sword with a skeletal cat on it. Skeletal cow would be a pretty cool familiar. That would be
Skeletal cow would be a weird familiar.
Did you think I said cow?
Yes.
I was trying to say cat. Skeletal cat.
Sorry.
Skeletal cow would be a weird one. This is my bovine. Just shitters.
This is Betsy. Do not try to milk her. It will not go well for you.
Yep.
Big old knobby goblin knees.
That's another great OnlyFans page. Knobbly goblin knees. It's like I don't know why I'm here, but I don't know what I was expecting. Not disappointed.
Are you at all familiar with Bernadette Banner on YouTube?
No, I don't think so.
She does a history bounding like cosplay sort of channel.
Yes, okay.
She's also does like dress historian, and she worked for a while on Broadway making costumes.
I think you have shown me some of her videos in the past.
Yeah, probably. I really like her stuff. But she did a video recently where she like her specialty is Victorian era dresses. And so she did an OnlyFans page for saucy
dresses.
Victorian ankle content.
Oh boy. I think the funniest thing about OnlyFans, which watched me get demonetized super fast, is that an undead worm CR1. That could be good too. Is that what you do? Goofy Ghost, I will put whatever D&D character you want on the suggestion. You just got to tell me which one you want, and I will do it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep drawing weird skeleton swords. But no, the OnlyFans. I remember when OnlyFans started picking up. I got a bunch of emails from them about like connect with your audience. We're all about artists, and I'm like, are you though? I don't know about this. So
sex workers can be artists too, Rook. Jeez.
Well, yes, but I mean, like, I don't know if they were marketing to me properly, you know.
No, I know.
At the
I'm
same
just
time,
joking.
I got a shit ton of people that kept like, "We love your content, and we think you'd be great to join our platform. We're trying to make 20-second face clips," and it's just like, you don't know what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You blanket emailed everybody on YouTube. Nice job. So I assume it was more than that, but yeah, OnlyFans, maybe not just for porn.
Definitely not just for porn. That's just what it's best known for and what its largest audience goes there for,
Where's
I
all the
think.
coffee and cheeseburgers if the king of the cold is finally here? How we all doing? You know, I have
I
not seen a...
gave you I gave you a quart-sized coffee cup Wednesday.
You did, yep. Did you see the gold tooth coffee
I'm really proud
image?
of it.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's just the image. It could use some cheeseburgers,
It,
but that's a new thing that I just now realized kobolds could eat.
yeah.
Kobolds with cheeseburgers sounds hilarious.
I'm glad you love it. I also love it. I love it enough that I want to go back and do a better version, but every time I say that I'm going to do that, I get lost in the weeds and end up freaking out about making it as perfect as possible.
Man, being in
And
the
then it never
weeds,
gets
it's
done.
just like, I haven't said that in so long now. I'm in the weeds. It's a normal restaurant term that was just part of my life for a while. I feel like what I've done here is created a sword with a skeleton monkey on it.
It does kind of look like that.
Just need to
Pretty
give it
cool,
a
though.
gun, and then it'll be Critical Role fan art.
Mm.
Monkey skulls are scary. Not as scary as
Yes.
horse skulls, but like still scary. You did? I loved it. Good. You can have a cold eat or drink almost anything. I mean, yeah, I assuming they have mouths, so you can use the mouths like function. Either look hilarious or adorable, depending on the style. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, another good OnlyFans page. Kobolds have mouths.
Oh, I bet that one would get a ton of traction.
Kobold uses mouth for normal things. Just like, don't put any ambiguity behind it. I don't know what I've done, but I think I'm going off the rails here.
I know what I've done, and I love it.
And Gold, thank you for the $10 tip. I do appreciate that. They have mouths. I thought it was communication through telepathy. No, no more telepathic creatures. There has to be a limit. Its candelabrum is a sword. Hashy Brown, I'm not doing a candle sword. We talked about this yesterday. I refuse. I refuse to do a candle sword. I do. I actually. I want to start this over. I like this concept, but it's not working for me. It's not working for me. I just want a skeletal falchion. Why is that so hard? Oh my god, what if we put a Mayonnaise face on it?
Ooh, yes, yes. What if Mayonene's skull is the hilt, since it's a unicorn?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I wanted to put the blade this way for the horn.
Yeah,
Both are good.
both are good.
Both are good.
This might be the best rugby I've ever drawn.
Skeletally unicorn sword sounds fucking terrifying. Just like I don't know how to parse that in my brain. Wait, do you mean no more telepathic creatures? That's barely anything that either of the town on the 5th edition besides mind flayers. Those guys can jump in a pit. I mean, there's a lot of telepathic creatures in D&D. That's all I was slinging shade at the amount of things that can talk telepathically. There's definitely going to be a lot more coming out now with Spelljammers.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's going to want to use it, which is fine. Like I like a lot of the telepathic flavor, but I think people struggle with it. Partially because like it doesn't belong in all of the games, and when you do, you have to deal with it specifically and carefully. I really like the Myconid's telepathy because it's like spore and range based, which leads to a lot of weird stuff. Just like, did you just infect me with something? It's like, I needed to talk to you, so yeah, so I filled your brain with parasites. Get out of my head.
It's fine. The infection will clear up probably in a day or two, maybe 6 hours. Who knows?
I was playing. Oh, maybe I don't want to. Baldur's Gate 3 is, I think, going to be awesome when it's on full release. There's a funny moment I had where, I mean, if you haven't seen the opening trailer, this is going to be spoilers. So, part of the concept is like you're infected with Mind Flayer goo, and that's the opening cinematic. So, the funny part is though, like when you start up, there are Mind Flayers that are like, "Yes, come to my aid and do this," and you're just like, "No." And for some reason, like that level of Mind Flayer just assuming control over people is a really cool concept that I like.
Yeah. Also very, very in lore, or in line with their lore.
Yeah. And so I could see with a lot of creatures having telepathy, like they might get, first off, they would get bonuses to, deception because they can read your thoughts. But if you have a means of negating that, I don't see why they would ever misjudge, or I would almost not roll for it, It's just like, yeah, they don't know. They are going to assume you are telling the truth because they believe that they are right. And I think that's a really cool concept. A dog skull that just barks at people. Just throwing random ideas out there. Gotcha. Well, anything with magic, yeah, of course, it will take telepathy out, and warlocks the pact with the Eldritch ones. Like warlocks having telepathy with their deities? That's an interesting concept. Like if a god is talking to you into your brain, is that telepathy, or is that just interesting?
Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently the new Lord of the Ring episodes are up. I might watch those this weekend. That looks exciting. To good reviews so far, which is cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I have only been exposed to the part of the internet that is outraged that it is a thing.
Yeah, I'm trying real hard to avoid outrage culture.
Same.
Which is hard.
Really tries hard to find you, though, doesn't it?
Yep. Yep. There's a TikTok sound. I need to feel something, and then you just yell something. Divisive. Yep, that'll do it. I have to find that sometime. That's a horrible. I just explained a TikTok meme. That's not good TV. I'm so sorry. This is a bad story.
Let me share it with you. Congratulations, you did something that I do.
It's pretty common. I think it's a Nick Swardson joke, which once again, like, to tell the joke is part of the thing, right? Like, explaining a comedian telling a joke is never going to be as funny as the comedian just telling a joke. So it's one of those weird things to, like, I don't know, maybe you have to be there. The concept is good, though. I think telepathy is just brain communications, so you could be receiving a message telepathically, even if it doesn't have a telepathic source. Yeah, that's fine. I get what you're saying there. I think that's the thing that bothers me about telepathy in D&D is that they're all the same. Like, all of the psionic classes all use the same type of telepathy mechanically, which to me doesn't make sense, which is why I like the Myconids, because they have, like, we infect you with our spores, and then we can communicate to our spores into your brain. Whereas, like, the bugs are supposed to have a hive mind, and yet they just have telepathy, and then the crystallines don't have mouths because they're crystals, but they have telepathy, and it's just like, man, I kind of want that to be different. I want that to mechanically be different. So I don't know. I could definitely make it that way in my game. Because, like, I don't think while I think that the like the Thycreen, is that right? Yeah, should be able to communicate with each other telepathically. I don't think they should be able to communicate with other people, because humans probably don't understand pheromones. And I would assume that's how they're communicating in a hive mind, is by, mass releasing of pheromones, and that makes way more sense. I think the mind flayers are the best for, like, traditional hive mind collective thought. I like that concept. But that's really, once again, just for them, because that's their weird thing. Hey people, hello, Kamal, how are you?
Hey.
I'm about to do the viewer suggestion. For those of you who don't know what that is, I have a list of people have not added a character to the list for Wednesday. I can add it to the list now. I'm trying to warm up with a rugby and a skeletal sword, which I decided to do a mayonnaise sword. I thought that'd be interesting, and I think it is. I think this is working out. I want more bones on it, though. I don't know where to add more bones. Maybe we can do, like, a spine here. That'd be kind of interesting. I like that. But yes, after this, I will roll the dice. We will begin our viewer suggestion in truth, in full finality. What's the word there? What am I trying to say?
Properly?
Improper? See, that doesn't sound right either.
No, not improper, just properly. Just properly begin.
Begin. There's a word I'm trying to figure out here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. In earnest? Yeah, I mean, that's closer.
Yeah.
I think that's the closest to what I was trying to say. Begin our viewer discretion advised. That's not at all what I was trying to say. My brain is gone. It's Friday.
Depending on what kind of humor kick I'm currently on, it might be viewer discretion is advised.
I do think in earnest is the closest to what I was trying to say. So English is whack. I agree. I'm thinking a lot about a new potential changes coming into D&D 1. Yep, I think, unfortunately, until they actually release anything, I'm not worried about it. But Murky started watching your videos. J-Dog, hello. Fantastic artwork. I really enjoy the Why You Should Play series. Great idea. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, no problem. There's I have 2 of them in the work right now. They're just very slow. Very slow to come out. So we've been doing a lot of live streams lately. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy them. There's a whole bunch there. I just started a new series called Rook's Guide, which is going to be more based on, like, using monsters in combat. So, like, as a DM, running types of creatures versus playing as them as PCs. I'm enjoying that as well. But yeah, I'm glad you like it, and I enjoy making them. So there will be a bunch more in the future, for sure. This is how a kobold can telepathically communicate with you by throwing a jar of bees at you and sending waves of brain power into just, like, thinking really hard into the jar of bees and then throwing it at somebody. I'd allow that. Roll an insight check for the jar of bees. Lots of people have opinions, though. It's hard to avoid. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think the internet is just full of opinions, which is fine. Yeah, I hope. All I can do is hope, because, like I said, there's not a lot out yet. I hope the new D&D one will be cool. I hope it should be a good direction for D&D to take, and clean up a lot of their garbage.
Like, if it's not issues. If it turns out to be bad, I have 2nd edition Pathfinder to fall back on, so I'm not worried.
Yeah, I mean, like the real litmus test is going to be: is this better than 4th edition? That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. It's like, if it's better than 4th edition, everything's good. If it's worse than 4th edition, you get your shit together, D&D. It's fine. It's not going to stop me from trying it or playing it.
Yeah.
All right, I think I'm good. I think that's a good mayonnaise sword. It's very simple.
Yep.
But
and I've got my rugby done.
All right. The rugby swashbuckler. I'm gonna mage hand this sword up your face. I can already see it getting abused and killing off many things. Yeah, see, I wouldn't think like that. Not yet, because we just don't know what it's gonna do.
It is way too early to be making any sort of assumptions or criticisms, because nothing is solid yet.
And unfortunately, people's anxiety and fear of what it could be is what's getting like circulated right now, and that causes mass panic. So I would just avoid it. We have 11 suggestions today right now, so I'm gonna roll a d12. If I have a d12, there it is.
I do.
Where's my orange d12? That's not good. There it is. 7. A Pathfinder, a Monkey Goblin Rogue. Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna draw that.
I rolled a 1.
Roll a 1. A very muscular Minotaur who loves to show himself as strong and masculine, but is secretly pessimistic. So I don't know if that's like, is that like emo Minotaur? Beefy cowboy. I think that's like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think beefy cowboy is all I need. If he's secretly something, I'm not going to be drawing it.
Yep. Yep. Masculine starting brawls and flexing. So maybe it's a bro. Maybe it's a bro cowboy. A dude bro.
Yeah.
A dude bro cow.
A Mr. Olympia in a posing strap.
Oh, I was gonna say he's got like a tank top and a bottle of Fireball or something.
I mean, that works too.
Look, we live in 2022. Has everything turned out right for anybody in the past 2 years? I mean, yeah. Kind of hard to stay positive. I mean, stuff is definitely shitty, but doesn't have to be. Only thing I want is for them to go back to Fizban's Dragonborn and playtest was garbage. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. Arnold Schwarzenegger, but a Minotaur. Yep. That worked. So I want to go back to the Fizban Dragonborn. I'm always curious about this, Giru, and we talk about it from time to time, but like, does them changing something in the books inherently remove their older content from the same series? How do I say that more clearly? Like the new Kobold, right? Like they rebalanced the Kobold to make more sense for 5e again as a playable race, and I think people are. I like it. I like it because it's more interesting, but at the same time, like I miss the Pathfinder and the 2nd edition Kobolds. So like I still use that. I still use the 2nd edition Kobold because I like it. Like there's nothing stopping me from doing that. So I'm not worried about new content, because old content in my mind doesn't get banned unless it does in certain situations. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, is like
Yeah.
Is there a reason that you yourself would ban content just because it's old?
And like it's kind of hard to tell with this because like they D&D 1 they are trying to standardize stuff, but they're also trying to like make everything that was uh playable again. So who knows what they will do, but I have to assume that you're still going to be able to like do what you want with the system.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be worried about it if you prefer the Fizban's Dragonborn then like
Awesome. Like, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
roll.
They've stated that they intend for D&D 1 to be like super modular, so it should be really easy for you to still be able to play that. Even if they don't make it, you should be able to homebrew it relatively easily, and then you can just in your settings, that's the dragon you use. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Still salty they didn't make it a subclass. Sometimes it's had new kobolds, it's not terribly defined. Some advantage or not. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing I don't understand either, is like that would make the most sense of just like, here's another version of kobolds. Like all versions of kobolds should be like, that's the definition of a subclass. In my mind. Like, it's not how it is in the books, but I do think that. It was just almost a comical step backwards. People were really happy with Fizban's Dragonborns after the player handbook. Dragonborns were hailed as terrible. The new ones are based on the Payload handbook. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll have to look into that. Removing half orcs and half elves, getting rid of 30 years of lore, doing that. Sometimes it does. I see. So I don't think they actually did that person. I like the heritage system for Pathfinder. It makes way more sense because then you can essentially take any race and make it a half elf. And that makes way more sense in my mind versus what they used to do. And this goes all the way back to like 2nd edition, I think. The half elves, half orcs, and other, like, them being an entire race has always been weird to me because then they should be their own thing, not a half measure.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with tieflings. Like, tieflings are a generalizational term for outsider driven scions. And so really, while we see a lot of similar types of tieflings that exist, there should be tons of different variants for it. So whereas like tieflings should be outsider blood and then you pick the secondary, they are now a half elf. That's the thing that's missing in my mind. So the books are always focused around, in this story that we're telling, this is what we mean. Like, here's this one example of it. And so I always try to convince people to look at the Dungeon Master Guide and the Monster Manuals as very singular instances of things. So, like, not all Dragonborns will be exactly this way. The ones that you are encountering in the story that D&D has provided is that. But once you're back in your world, you can change anything about it. I really like to look at Dragonborn as half dragons, or dragonkin versus the Dragonborn.
Dragons.
Yeah, because they are in the book, they're essentially were-dragons. Yeah. And so, if you want to play them as the 5th edition Fizban's were-dragons, go right ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. They're great. But I like the flexibility of being able to say, like, I want an orc that has half dragon blood, and I think that's cooler. That's cooler in my mind. And the heritage system does that better than just the book being like, this is the way it is. You have to play it this way. So, that being said, I think it could be way more complicated. It could absolutely be way more complicated because the old race builder let you do that, whereas in now the 5e one is specifically with Tasha's, right? Tasha's makes more sense because it's blending that way to the heritage system, where it's like everybody gets a +2 in something and a +1 in something else based on your heritage. I like the negatives. I like the +4s and then the -2s. I think that was way more interesting. It makes the characters a lot more unique, but it also blends to min-maxing a lot faster. So that's why they removed it. That's specifically why they removed it. It just means Wizards of the Coast saying that they were... I mean, maybe. That's one way to do it. I can't say that on YouTube, but that's fine. Got a bit passed by, and unlike kobolds, never even. I mean, kobolds were originally monster races, so they weren't intended for player races until people asked for it. So I don't. They have lots of lore and lots of. They have their own deity, so I don't know. I think there's a lot. There's still a lot more you could add. They need to give a half template. I think templates are the things that are missing, Kamal. I think like you can mix it whatever ways you want, which is probably what you came up with. Yeah, like that's the thing that they really removed from 5th edition because they wanted it to be a lot more user friendly and just quick to pick up, and so they removed a lot of like the templates and those are the things that I really liked from older editions.
Yeah.
So I completely.
Second edition Pathfinder kind of like doubled down on the templates, and it's kind of made it impossible to build a character without some sort of digital like character sheet builder.
Mm-hmm.
So like I appreciate the simple approach.
I'm gonna give this goblin monkey a braided beard. I don't know why I've been drawing so many braided beards lately, but what does monkey bread look like? What if this beard is braided like monkey bread?
Isn't monkey bread just like scraps of other dough thrown together?
I think it is just like essentially a pan of rolls, right?
Yeah.
So it just kind of like it just pops out. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Something like that.
Ugh, I just Googled it and somebody has a recipe for monkey bread.
Take one monkey and roll it with a rolling pin until it's very flat. It's like, wait, what? Really get the essence of the monkey in there. Just rub it all over the loaf.
Should be. Make a quick bread dough. Cut it into small pieces, or, make the quick bread and then use the scraps.
I know one thing that a YouTuber brought up, which is he's correct about all us old timers have to get used to the fact that Dungeons and Dragons is going to change. I mean, yeah, this is the 5th iteration of D&D. Technically the 6th if you count the preliminary to advanced to 3.5, so it might be actually more like 7.
Yeah.
But like it has changed so much since its initial conception that like that's normal. Like change is normal. So definitely don't worry about it because you can still go back and play 1st edition. Hell, you can go back and play Greyhawk if you want it. Like things don't go away. They're just more is added. Another good example of that is like I really like the hero point system. Flanking isn't always, it doesn't have to be the rules. You can just remove those. So like there's always going to be edits and changes and home rules, and it's all about who you're playing with. And that's why I like it. I think I drew chimp ears. But I might want to make like no, this is fine. I was gonna say I might want to go like with a different type of monkey, like a macaque or something. Macaque?
Or a capuchin?
A capuchin? Capuchins are funny. Balancing is weird because I think the negatives should be all on all races other than humans. Like comparing orcs to half orcs is dumb in my mind. Comparing orcs to half. Yeah, I don't like the way that they made the half orcs and the half elves because essentially they're like, what if we took the good things from both of them, and mixed them together? It's like that's okay. Why? Why did you do it that way? That feels wrong to me. Because in doing that, basically it makes it so people don't want to play humans or orcs. They just why not play the better version of it? And it's like I like people playing orcs. I think I think it's better to just play the original thing without having to get all wishy-washy.
Same.
You want to play an orc? Play an orc. It's fun.
I also never liked the implication that you could only have human half races.
Right. And that's like I said, I kind of get that, because it's like if you're most D&D campaigns are set in a human environment, so you're gonna see a lot of half humans. But if you played a half orc campaign, or they had a story about goblins, you're gonna see a lot of like goblin outsiders or goblin tieflings, and those do exist. And I think they're writing more about those in like the new Baldur's Gate stuff. So it is definitely just kind of the area in which your story is being told. This goblin's eyes are real far apart.
I have always maintained that I preferred Pathfinder, specifically because it always had rules for that sort of thing. For building your own races, for having non-human based tieflings, didn't really have Dragonborn, but rules for building a half dragon, etc., etc.
Yeah, and see, like the half dragon to Dragonborn thing makes sense when you look at it through that lens, right? So if given the option to make whatever you want, and you want to add dragon to something, it makes sense for the dragon sorcerers, the half dragons, and like the dragon ancestry feats. But then with the Dragonborn, they are were-dragons, and so in D&D, they're like, this is a wholly unique thing that we need to make a race for, and we're going to put that in the book so people know what we're talking about. And so I think people then took that all half dragons moving forward have to be these Dragonborns. It's like, no, that was a very like instanced thing that people then try to extrapolate. Like, oh, the lore says it's like that don't have to be the same thing. That was a very specific instance. Same thing with the tieflings. Like the tieflings in the original player's handbook came from a specific place, and that's why most of them were the same type. And I like that. I like that, but like it doesn't mean it has to be the only way.
The
dwells,
problem starts to come in specifically where people are interpreting it to be only the thing, which is definitely partially the fault of the people playing, but also partially a fault in the publishers for how they've worded things.
Mold, plus you know how overpowered Goblin Dragonborn will be using both abilities. See, that's the thing. Like, why would you get both abilities from that? So like that's really the blending aspect that gets kind of overlooked.
And like that is one of the reasons why I liked that Pathfinder had rules for that sort of thing, because it wasn't you get the best of both worlds. You get a certain number of points that you get to use to buy the abilities, and you can choose what you want, but if it's overpowered, then you're limited.
Okay, so he's got boots, but the toes are going to be ripped off, so he can have little monkey feet.
I'm gonna make a cow smile from this angle. Oh, I've totally screwed myself.
It does seem like a conundrum.
I'll figure it out. Control Z is my friend.
Wait, do monkeys have opposable toes?
Yeah.
Like they have thumb hands, right? Or hand feet?
Yes.
They have hand feet.
They have hand feet.
Okay.
They do have hand feet. A thing that I sometimes wish I had, and sometimes am grateful that I don't.
It would definitely change how you interact with the world.
Yeah, I don't like to wear proper shoes anyway, so.
Maybe I should give him a peg leg. That would be pretty funny. I mean, not like, he's got a peg leg, but just like make him super piratey. Why do pirates have peg legs? Was that common among pirates, or was that just common among TV shows?
It might have just been common among TV shows. I don't know for sure. There is potentially some precedence for like leprosy, sepsis, and having to have a limb amputated.
Yeah, go through. I think that's a little too specific for YouTube. Most DMs know about D&D Wiki. Instead, tell their players not to use D&D Wiki. I love the D&D Wiki. I use it all the time.
I usually, I mean, I always tell my players, double check with me first, but like if we're reasonable about things, I usually allow.
I want your opinion on something. I think they should make orcs shorter, like between humans and dwarfs' height. My reason is varied, but first off, they live in mountain caves. Interesting. I mean, I think the part of the problem I would have with that was the source material you want to derive orcs from, because in the Tolkien stuff, orcs and goblins were technically the same. And I think the goblins were what we saw in like the cartoon and the animated series that they were, based off of. And then the Orcai were the bigger versions of them, like the kind of like the scary giant bugbear-sized ones. And so in my mind, orcs should be the same as bugbears because they're technically the same generated. Like from conceptually, they're supposed to be the same or similar. So if you want orcs to be original orcs, then they're technically just goblins, in which case they are shorter. so that's how I look at it. It's like, you can juggle that up in the air, but that's an interesting way to do that. If you just want them to be like mountain orcs, or I guess Duragar are kind of that way too, but there isn't really a short orc, is there? What's an orc halfling look like? Who knows?
Yeah, I guess orcs really are the only I guess proper race that at this point doesn't have a goblin variant.
So Goldtooth, you acknowledge that it's not child friendly for YouTube, and then you keep talking about it. So please change the subject. That's all I'm asking. Please change the subject. If it's not good for YouTube, just don't bring it up. Kind of made goblins their own thing, being fey and all. Yeah, and that's the other version, right? The other direction. So I think I really like the tiny silly goblins, and I don't think they have to be related to orcs. And that's why it's interesting that like the bugbears are like there's bugbears and hobgoblins, and I like that kind of that relationship that they have. It's like, yeah, they're all goblinoids. That's cool. But I don't necessarily need I don't need each race to have a bunch of different variants, because like you could have a short orc. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make it happen. I'm pretty lax when it comes to size variants, because like I'm fine with there being a large-sized human. Like, just that guy's just massive for no reason. I think that's interesting. I think it'd be great.
I know a man who is 7'2", so
one of my high school friends is 6'8", and he's built. He's a big dude. Kind of separate the orcs versus dwarves and goblins versus elves. Get sort of ancestral rivalry thing going there. Yeah, see, I like the dwarves versus goblins Um, I like that. I like that bolt, right? Because like if you're doing mountain orcs, then yeah, they would fight the dwarves. And in Tolkien, that's kind of what it was. It was those dwarves versus goblins, and elves just didn't like anybody in their forest, and orcs and goblins like to just go wherever they want. So they constantly were at odds with each other. And that kind of stuff can be fun. But once again, like it depends on what works for your world, because that could make sense in one area but not in another. And if you're only writing books about that certain part of the world, then it makes sense that that's the conception you have. The conception that that's not right. Preconception you have. I don't know how to make this look more like a monkey paw. Just a tiny. I know. Capuchin monkeys. I like capuchin monkeys. Favorite beast band race go. I'm trying not to fall into species-wide generalities unless it's kind of like a colony type thing. Exactly, yeah. Trees can birth wolves, can birth demons, can birth planet-sized eldritch abominations. Yeah, trees are messed up, man. Trees are scary.
All plants are scary. Do you know what they eat?
Yeah.
Do you know how many plants very, very secretly are carnivorous? It's a lot.
I think it's creepier still, though, that deer are carnivorous. I guess maybe they're more... What's the term? There is a term for what
omnivorous.
They are. Well, they're not omnivores. They're like opportunistic...
Scavengers?
Maybe. There's a term specifically for it, like when they're deficient in minerals, they will eat dead things if they find it. So yeah, they're opportunistic meat eaters, but I can't remember the exact term for it. Weird.
Yep.
Maybe I'm being kind of influenced by Tolkien, which is fine. I mean, that's the base for everything.
Yeah.
The Rooks, or at least the Uruk-hai, might have been half-orcs, so they were taller. I guess I kind of want more of a difference between orcs and half-orcs. I mean, once again, if you're using the heritage system, like, there's an infinite amount of difference between orcs and half-orcs, because half-orcs are just different things chosen, right? Like,
yep.
There's no reason not to do that kind of stuff. Please, I don't know about you, but I don't want seeing hybrids of Khajiit. I don't know what that means.
You mean you don't want the three different variations of the catfolk?
Ah.
You don't care for the Lionin and
I do not care for the Lionin. I don't care for the Lionins, but that's because
yeah, that's because Magic the Gathering.
Because Magic the Gathering is stupid sometimes. It's also why I don't like blue magic. You know what would be really fun if you weren't allowed to play the game? I love this game. Fuck out of here, Jace. My name's a Johnny Douchemane. It would be a shame if all my cards synergized in a toxic way. Too much. Oh, I gave him pants. Shoot. All right, I'll give him pants. Maybe he's only got one pant leg. That could be funny. No, that doesn't make any sense. I would say Minotaur as a centaur race, just because huge man with horns and great at being able to pick up horses sounds cool. That's true too. I like that. Because I'm thinking about furry cats, and they're not about scary lizards. Those things don't mix together. Lair of the Demi. Yeah, I don't know. Don't kink shame. People want furry lizard kids. I guess that's, that's their jam. A boot. Okay, that boot is about done. I want to get the tail here, and then I think I'm about done with this one. If anybody has any more suggestions they want to add to the list because they didn't get one on Wednesday, please let me know. I will add it to the list before I draw the next one. I really want pizza.
Oh. Don't say that. Now I want pizza.
Yeah. Last week I was like, I'm gonna get pizza, and then I think Inferno was like, don't do that, you'll hate yourself. Or maybe you said that, but I was like, I don't care, I'm doing it. I got it, and then the next day I was just like, oh god, why did I do that? It's a level of uncomfortableness I have to remind myself comes with pizza.
Mm-hmm. I am legit trying to get swole now, so...
Half shifter, half goblin, hobgoblin ranger. A hobgoblin? That sounds cool. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I can't afford pizza. The things that it will do to me will make it impossible to work out.
Gotcha.
Don't think I'll ever be as buff as this cow.
Can hope.
But I am gonna get swole.
I should probably do more workouts. I think stretching is doing okay. I think I need to actually start working out now.
I think I need to stretch more.
I went to the dentist and I'm like, man, my jaw's been hurting. And I think it's the stupid mouth guard thing. Because I used to... this is medical stuff. I don't know. I guess I'll share this with the internet. I don't care. I clenched my jaw so much that I almost fractured my teeth. So they're like, here, put this thing in your mouth when you sleep so you don't break your teeth. And I'm like, neat. And my jaw started hurting, and I went to the dentist, and I'm like, so I was wearing this, and my jaw started hurting, and I've stopped wearing it, and my jaw stopped hurting. And the dentist looked at me, he's like, you chewing a lot of gum? And I'm like, no. And he's like, because chewing gum can make your jaw hurt. I'm like, I don't chew gum. He's like, and he just like looked at me like I was lying to him. I'm like, I don't fucking chew gum. Like, what are you talking about? And then he looked at the mouth guard thing, and he's like, okay, yeah, so you're not grinding your teeth anymore, which is good, but it does look like you're clenching a lot, so you need to just relax. And I'm like, great, I'll relax while I sleep. Thank you. Neat. But yeah, it was an interesting. You need to stop chewing gum. It's like, I don't fucking chew gum. Why does this happen to me? We need some more earrings. I think this monkey needs more earrings. Maybe a pirate? Or should I give him an eye patch? Eye patch could be funny. I feel like that's a little derivative, but maybe not. More earrings. We'll just do more earrings. Nostril patch. I had the exact same issue. I was told it sounded like steel scraping together in the middle of the night. Ooh, yeah, no. Ooh. Night guard, man. Stupid money. But apparently my teeth aren't going to break, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's
preventative maintenance.
Probably worth the, I don't know, what, $30 that a mouth guard cost?
$300.
Whoa, are you serious?
Yes, they cost hundreds of dollars because they are a medical device, and medical industry is screwed up. I do believe it was covered by my insurance, which was nice, but still.
That's good. I would have just assumed that you get like a mouth guard like from a sports store like you would get for boxing.
Yeah, I think that's probably a cheaper alternative for it, but like they did the whole, basically took a cast of my mouth and made a custom fit one.
Mm.
But probably not necessary to go that route, but also, yeah, I don't want my teeth to break, so I'll pay money.
I mean, that's fair. But the mouth guard you can buy at the sporting goods store is designed to be made out of it's made out of a rubber that you can you boil it and then you put it in your mouth, and it's soft enough that it forms to your mouth.
Well, let's hope that stays in your mouth and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I do not know. The doctor told me to spend $300. So. That's where we're at. I just saw the Harrigan Viera video. Didn't even know human-like rabbit folk existed. Nice. Yeah, Jack. Play Final Fantasy 14. There's a lot of bunny people in there. They just added the bunny boys in the last patch, I think. So people are excited about that.
Yeah, everybody was really excited about that.
Which is why I did that video. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. Guild Wars is notoriously not creative, but the Skaven are definitely an exception. Love them. Oh, GameWorks. Sorry, you said GW. I thought of Guild Wars. Yeah, GameWorks. No, the Skaven are great. I think Skaven are an interesting concept that they did really good job on. Toxic rat folk. I love it. Rat folk are fun in D&D. Definitely.
Yeah, they are.
Definitely worth looking at. I think they gave them some really cool idea or concept. Wow, brain no good. Being able to like share spaces was a really cool idea. I really like that, and like giving bonuses to other rat folk because they live in colonies. Really cool idea. Both awesome. Yeah. Fun. Rabbit folk sound cool. Yeah, the Harengon was a strange choice for their additions to the game, but like conceptually the Viera and the Harengon are nice. The Harengon are supposed to be just big rabbits. Like, like they're not humanoid at all. They're just rabbits.
Yeah.
But the Viera and like just bunny folk in general, I think that's kind of interesting. And I think the shifter, like if you just built a shifter and went with bunnies, like use the Harengon stat feats. I'm gonna say feats. for a shifter class, I think would work just as well too. So shifter. I'm not in you. Oh my gosh, I'm in the wrong chat. Hold on a second. I've been in the wrong chat forever. Thank you for posting pictures of monkeys that I just now saw. Deers don't want the meat. They just want to munch the bones. Thank you. Yep. Opportunistic bone munchers.
That sounds like another OnlyFans page.
Yeah. Just, it's nothing but pictures of deer eating small mammals. Like, oh god. Where? I don't know what I was expecting. This was not it. Not enjoyed. Not here for it. I'm gonna give him a whole bunch of bracelets. I just want him covered in treasure. That's all I want. I like that. So like the goblins slowly shift into their environments, and then you get like fire goblins and water goblins. But then if you put one on a boat, it turns into a pirate. It turns into a monkey. It's just like, wait, what? How did this happen? I assume it's because they're in a jungle, not because they're on a boat. But I just like that kind of misdirection. What if the whole world was only elves and goblins? And then they just proliferated into all the other races.
I think everybody else would lose their mind.
Do you need a head massage while you sleep? That would probably never let me sleep. Yeah, just to relax. If you could just, you know, relax and not stress out about stuff, that'd be fine. That'll fix all your problems. Thanks. Thanks, world.
Yeah, no problem. I'll just do that.
All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna stop there. That's a pretty good monkey goblin pirate. I hope it was supposed to be a pirate. I think that was part of the prompt, right? I didn't just come up with that on my own, I hope. Maybe I did. Maybe I made him a pirate on my own volition.
At this point, I don't think it matters.
I definitely made him an alcoholic on my own volition. Got it. Yeah, you drink that rum. I was gonna say banana rum. Can you make rum out of bananas?
No, rum is specifically only made out of sugarcane. It's specifically made out of molasses.
Molasses, that's right. Look that up. Okay, what do we got going on here?
You can probably have banana flavored rum.
Yeah, I'm sure I've had that before. Okay, wait. My favorite for sure is the lizardmen, dinosaurs riding dinosaurs with guns is peak fantasy, I think. And by guns, I mean things, lasers harnessed. Yeah, laser lizards. I like it. Rattling guns is funny. Which would humans be descended from? I think humans would be like the peak middle ground, right? Like they've got the chaos of a goblin, but the intelligence of an elf. and so they just become generic, which I love.
Yeah, not just the intelligence, but also the pride and the hubris.
Everybody's got the pride and hubris. Goblins are very prideful.
Fair.
I am the tallest. I will be the best. I have slain the largest dog. No horse can survive my cleaver. I just love in the Pathfinder universe that goblins are like at war with dogs and horses. Like, not just like, oh, we don't like those. They just like, they are both kill on sight from both sides. If a dog sees a goblin, it's just like, I gotta kill it. If a horse sees a goblin, it just tries to squish it. And all goblins know this. Like, they're born with this knowledge of dog.
Is that why goblin dogs are actually rats?
Yes, goblin dogs are actually rats. These are very large rats.
Specifically bred to make everything that touches them violently allergic.
Yep. I also like that Pathfinder goblins hate the written language. It steals the thoughts from your mind. I refuse to use books.
It's mind control.
Don't put things in my brain. What? If you look at the page, it puts words in your brain. Can we talk about that for a minute? Like, completely off topic. How fucking weird language is. Like, the written language.
Oh yeah.
Is a mechanical form of data transfer between two biological computer systems. Just put that somewhere and have your existential crisis, and then come back. Come back to the stream. Makes me a little sick. Like, just gross. All right. Yep. Nope. I'm having the existential break. The universe is huge. I'm very small. All right. We're moving on. We got to move on before I lose it. Monkey is done. I like the monkey. Monkey goblins. Ugh, vomit. This was the panic-inducing moment part of the episode. Lizard holds laser sword up. I have the power. Skaven witnesses this. I have crapped pooped my pants. Alright, here we go. 4. A Thrycreen Swarmkeeper Ranger uses a rapier and a shield. Got lost in the Feywild. And it has a kind, warm swarm of wasps protect her. Oh no. Is this in retaliation for my hatred of wasps yesterday? Never stop.
I mean, maybe.
Never stop protecting. Got it. Okay, so we got a wasp. Thrycreen wasp swarm keeper.
I mean, you did say that they were really cool to look at, so.
Oh yeah.
They are kind of fun to draw.
Wasps are really weird.
Yes, they are.
Neat. Nothing but death. Maybe I should draw a Thrycreen that's not, like, horny for murder. I kind of always assume they're like praying mantis wasps people. And so I always make them very just
violent.
Out for blood, yeah.
Mm.
I don't know if you're a swarm keeper and you have wasps as your... Maybe you are. Kind wasps sounds like a... Oh, thank you for murdering that small animal to feed me. How kind. It's like you might let the morals slip a little bit. Give me an evil swarm keeper. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and in which case wasps would be a pretty good um option. But then I mean so would bullet ants. Or fire ants or velvet ants.
Magic runes, laddie. I like it. I love how the dinos died by a rock falling on them, just like in real life. What? Plus, they have Godzilla. Yeah, definitely wasn't subtle on Game Workshop. I mean, Game Workshop was like, oh man, yeah, old school. It's great. They've definitely done their own thing on the backs of other people doing stuff. But like, I don't know. I think the culture of when Game Workshop was coming up with D&D as well is it was very much, I want to say it's kind of like the Wild West of game design, because it was just like, that's funny, let's put that in the game. I think that would be great. Let's do that. And then it's like, these are kind of important. We should probably actually not be stealing Jello and Godzilla and all kinds of other shit. Oh, this weird game we were making is making us thousands and thousands of dollars. Maybe we should call a lawyer. I'm going to give this Starkern wings. I think that's going to look awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make him a giant wasp. You don't know me.
I do what I want.
I do what I want. God damn it. Passed out from bad writing. What? In times PSD intensifies. Yeah. I have no idea what we're talking about. Hot humanoid wasp, let's go. Uh-oh. Do they have 2 legs? I think they have 2 legs.
Yeah, 2 legs and 4 arms, right?
I think so, yeah. Is that what I should call my OnlyFans? Rookzer0 Sexy Bugs? What if I had an OnlyFans page that just was me drawing, but I never showed you what I was drawing? It's just pictures of me drawing.
That would be very weird.
It would be very weird. I'm just going to describe to you what I'm drawing today.
Ooh, I didn't like that line. Better erase it. Sorry, you can't see this. It's looking real good.
I do
that would
like
be
drawing.
annoying.
I do like drawing Thry-Green. They're interesting. What'd you do today? Oh, I drew a bunch of bug people. All things are become crab. All right, I got it, Jet. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no, come on. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. That is a big, beefy nipple man.
Yep.
Have you seen any of Mango's Mango Lily on Twitch, by the way? Really great artist. She does, I think it's mostly traditional. I think it's all traditional. She's doing a whole run on mermaids. And she just kept drawing. She just kept putting googly eyes over the nipples while she was on stream. And then she just started posting all of them to Instagram with the googly eyes on it, and I thought it was really funny.
Awesome. I think I saw one of those. I haven't seen the whole series.
It's definitely becoming a thing.
All right, I'm done. What's next?
We have
D8?
D8. We have 9, so yeah, roll me a D10.
There it is. 10.
Then you got to reroll a 10. Unless you want to reroll a 1.
Eh. 9.
A gentleman Kenku thief that is either a skeleton or part rook species with white beak. Kenku rogue. Maybe skeletal Kenku rogue?
Okay.
Something that never made sense to me, giant wasps in outer space from Futurama, how they were getting their pollen. Yeah, if that's the thing that breaks Futurama for you, I have a bad news. But space wasps. Didn't they retcon that ending anyways? I don't know if that actually happened. It's like 4 endings now. That was a good one, though. I like that one. I need to go buy more bread. I forgot. I guess I could just make my own bread.
Oh no, I googled Gentleman Rogue to
Gentleman Rogue? Is that an
get some
OnlyFans page?
No, well, maybe, I don't know. I was looking for some reference, and I didn't put D&D at the end because and suffice to say, there are about 30 romance novels with the title.
Yeah, I bet so. It's not that the orcs are somehow gaining intelligence and turning anything with their hands into biome. That only they can. Are we talking about? I'm lost. I'm lost in the chat now. Hold on. I assume you're talking about 40k lore, because I have no idea what any of these words mean. Give me. It isn't to get back at you for hating of wasps, but it's an idea. Sounds cool, like a hive mind type of deal with the wasps. Yeah, I definitely like that, especially like a swarm keeper. Definitely should be able to talk to bugs. I'd be okay with that. Lore's already so bad. The world ended. The book's closed. Why is it still alive? Yeah, Goofy, I don't. I think you're talking about 40k again. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on there. So I'm just going to go back to drawing my bug. Back to drawing my bug lady. I've been drawing a lot of really weird Konratsu ladies in my book, my sketchbook. And I'm not sure where to post them. Get to play my paladin tomorrow. That's going to be exciting. I have not played a paladin, I don't think, ever. I've made a handful of them, but I don't think I've ever actually played one.
Yeah, I know I haven't actually played one. I really didn't like them as a class generally, just flavor-wise, and until second edition Pathfinder's Champion class.
I've had 2 or 3 people talk to me about that. I won't call them out, but like, yeah, basically they're just like, there's a strange hatred for Paladin that I didn't realize existed. A lot of it seemed like they just didn't like the lawful stupid paladins, which is like, I get that. That's totally fine.
Yes.
That's just lazy playing. Or maybe not lazy, but just like uninspired and kind of boring way to play the game. Because you can definitely play a lawful stupid paladin and still have a really fun time with the players. You just have to not be a dick. Like that's all there is to it.
That is the problem. Is the person who tends to be a lawful stupid paladin tends to either not realize that they're being a dick or doesn't care.
Yeah, and so I definitely get that, but like, I don't have a reason to dislike paladins except for that play style, you know. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what people come up with the new champion, because it is very different. But at the same time, I never played one, so obviously there's something. Nothing ever caught my eye enough to try it out. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think for me it is. I disliked the paladin for a combination of the hatred of the lawful stupid paladin and kind of some personal unresolved like religious baggage that kind of came with the Judeo-Christian sort of idea of the Holy Knight,
Crusader.
the Crusader, which was always really gross to me.
Oh.
So
I like me a good cleric, so I don't know. I guess I never had that. I honestly do like the Crusader concept, but not as a like real world analogy, because there's a lot of the Crusades were awful and shitty and not great. Like, it didn't even make sense at the time. It was just kind of a let's get these guys fucking out of here because they're shitty people. What if we send the shitty people off to do shitty things to other people in different countries? It's like, yeah, that's a good idea. So,
in the name of God.
Right. But the I think it's the same. Like the conceptualized idea of having like a champion-driven narrative is good. Just kind of like the cowboy. It's a neat romanticized idea. That's what I'm trying to get at. I
Right.
like the romanticized idea of those concepts. In practice, they were kind of shitty and gross, and you don't get to shower. So, sorry, that's my reason for not liking pirates. It's like, yeah, it's a beautiful concept. In reality, you don't shower, and that sounds awful. So no, thank you. I'm not into stinking and being gross. I agree. Fiends need more. They should make the pack of the boon for the weapons add an invocation of use of charisma as well. Does it not? I thought the pack boon for weapons was use your charisma as an attack. Is that not the case? Because I know there's a lot of like cleric stuff that can make you apply your wisdom to the attack. Maybe that's Pathfinder again though, because that's how it works in Pathfinder. Rogue players for DMs are usually the worst. You always have to plan for them, aka more work. Hit Rook, people want you to draw the wasp more spicy. I think it's more in spite of your fear of wasp. I mean, this is pretty spicy already. I mean, she's not even wearing pants. But
Yeah.
there will be no bug spice. Not right now, anyways. We'll save it for OnlyFans. Comment and like this video if you want to see more spicy bugs. I'll give you a spice. I'll give you a spice right here. Wings are spicy. We'll give her a big old... Was this supposed to be a... This is a ranger, so I should probably give it a bow. We could do a big old weird recurve. I do love me some bow. Everyone for the next suggestion suggests only spicy bugs. And that's the end of the viewer suggestion.
You people clearly don't know Rook. He will end this channel.
I will spitefully burn everything down. I have no qualms with destroying what I've created.
He's like Taco. He will burn a spell slot on you. He gives no fucks.
Yep. That is where Taco and I are the same. I would absolutely make a flip wizard, though. I thought that would be really funny.
How many jump clerics have you built?
Sorry, say that again.
How many jump clerics have you built?
Clerics? Maybe one or two. It didn't work out so hot. That's why I switched to fighter. Because I really wanted to make a dragoon. But dragoon cleric didn't work out.
I mean, your red cap was definitely one.
That's true, yeah. That did work out for jump cleric, didn't it? Jump and attack. What is that called? Spring? Spring attack? I think you got spring attack. Yeah, I think if you want to do a jump cleric, you gotta have something that is jumpy, and then just make it a cleric. Truly, I think that's probably one of the reasons I like humans so much, because it's like you can have a concept and just like, I want to do X thing, and then it's like, she's a human. Because humans can do it so easily without having to like break the bank. I think I'm about done with this one. I'll probably do one more.
I think this one's probably going to take me a while.
That's fine. Bug people sound cool. Yeah. Look, if you won't draw spicy kobolds, then make you think you'll draw spicy bugs. Exactly. Yeah. It's YouTube. There's no spice. Not supposed to be any spice on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is a bland, bland place.
You want the spice, you join the Patreon. And even then, I don't really take commissions for the spice. But there's definitely a not safe for work channel in the Discord.
Don't get it twisted, it's all tasteful nudes.
Yeah.
I think Burning is the only one who draws pinups to share. I could be wrong on that. My perspective is a little skewed, I think.
We'll see what happens after next month. It's been a slow month for commissions, so I might have to start doing some spicy work. Who knows? Or I can make t-shirts, I guess. That's the other option. I can make more t-shirts. I really should start producing artwork that's not D&D related and just make it for the sake of trying to sell a product. It's like, I think the problem is people don't want rugby shirts. They want shirts that are neat and they don't have to explain to people what it is. What am I looking at here? Oh, he's a bugbear goblin. And then all the little wasps. If you're looking for another commission, I can usually give you another one. I mean, if people want commissions done, I am free. I'm open for commissions next week. Where would you draw the line with evil? Like, yeah, some things are not needed to be said, but villains sort of need to be hated by the player to be villainous, or else it's sort of dry. I'm not at the moment. I'm just saving my money for the Woodstock Fair. Nice, yeah, do that. Do that. I'm good. I'm open for commissions, but I appreciate the thought. Wait until you have something you want me to draw, and then let's talk about it. Have you given a player a guard drake before? I have given players drakes. I think that's really fun. I run them as baby dragons. As for the evil, how do you run evil characters? I've run evil campaigns, which are really fun. And I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to like, I'm not big on like body horror and just horror in general, and a lot of it runs down to the unnecessary explanation of cruelty. So like when it comes to things like body horror, it usually is just like torture fetishism, and to me that is not necessarily, it doesn't have to be evil, but I feel like a lot of people kind of mix those together. You don't have to justify something bad happening so you feel good about hurting that person. Which is kind of the other thing with like yeah, like if you describe a character well enough and specifically describe the implications that character has in the world about like this person is dangerous, like this person is causing harm, this person is destroying an economy, people are suffering under it. You don't have to physically show them being evil to the party, right? And that's something that I like. Lars and I actually butt heads on this because Lars likes to show the evil happening to make you react to it. But it's like, listen, I don't need to see someone get tortured for me to want to save them. For me to know that this person shouldn't be doing this. But at the same time, I also, with my characters, a lot of the time, either A, don't need the justification to murder somebody, or my character is built in a way that even if that is the case, they will not murder somebody. So it really depends on the background of it. So when you're building an evil NPC, are you building them evil because then it rationalizes that violence to your players, which most people don't need? Or is it because you are, I guess, sycophantly, is that the right word? Because you're enjoying the torture of it. Like watching a horror movie. Like, I'm going to make this really gross and visceral. And it's like, I don't know if I need that in this moment. There's definitely moments for that, right? I think a good example of that is that's going to spoil some stuff for the upcoming campaign for the Patreon, so maybe I won't talk about that. Bad shit can happen, and evil people are evil, but I don't think you need to specifically show that to be evil. Yeah. Bri, hello, thank you. Viewer suggestion drawing. Did you see the monkey? I think the monkey goblin was your suggestion today. I think we finished that somewhere. Hold on. Da-da! Made him a little pirate. Goofy goes, I hope that answered your question. Where do you draw the line with evil? I specifically draw the line so that hopefully, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. I'm very tasteful with it because I don't think it needs to be spelt out.
Yeah.
Because I don't enjoy it. Like, I will occasionally indulge in, a messy gore fest from a natural 20 or somebody doing something weird. And I do like the occasional gross out of like, oh yeah, you're in that dragon's mouth and it's gross. like that kind of stuff I can, depending on the person we're playing with. But I don't like describing evil acts. And it's just like, listen, if I have to really spell it out for you, then something has broken down between this communication.
Yeah.
Evil people can also be someone that went against the ruler, deemed them bad, and if they're doing good things. Yeah, like not every villain has to be destructively evil. That was something I was talking about with the new Resident Evil show. It's like they so much have to sell that everybody that works for Umbrella is just like a sociopath or psychopathic killer and have no moral. Like it's weird. It feels weird because like, so everybody is just mega super evil. Like, I don't need that. Tell me they work for Umbrella and I get that they're, working against the main character. That's enough. So, I don't know. Sorry, Drew. Did you have something to add to that?
I'm very, very careful about depictions of slavery.
Sure.
And also torture. But I think I keep my eye out a lot more for slavery because I think that given how many creatures are intelligent in the world, players can basically become people who keep slaves very easily. So I like, for me, my greatest concern is making sure not only that nobody infringes on the player's agency without it being very overt, but that the players have to follow the same rules.
Sure, that's a good way to look at it.
So yeah, that is the number one thing that I keep an eye out for, and where I draw the line the most. My players don't really care much for one, horror as a genre, so I don't have to worry too much about that, but also torture porn. They don't go for that sort of thing. So I just have to make sure that my Pokemon collector
Right.
player who likes to have all of the pets is not enslaving intelligent creatures.
Yeah, so goal 2, the only thing I'm going to pull out of that real quick is that using things like mind control to enslave Drow because they enslaved him first. That's the kind of like, that's what I was talking about specifically. Like, if your players will not interact with somebody until they see for sure that this person is like hyper violent and murderous, there's a breakdown in communication with the story there, and that's something that I think Critical Role dealt with pretty well in season 2, because they had all kind of gotten into this habit of, as soon as anybody shows violence towards us, we kill them, and it's like, that's a bit of a mechanically, like, that's how video games train us, right? It's just like, is bad guy lose, bad guy get killed, and I don't tend to play that way, but I have played like hyper violent characters. But there is a distinction there. There is a distinction there. And so I'm very much, as a DM, even if my players are very actively violent, fighting is not always, doesn't have to be a solution. It's the fastest solution, right? Which is why most people take it. But you just, as a DM, be fine with not killing people. Like, I think that's the real thing. If you don't want to feel like you have to show how evil somebody is, it's like, did you just kill that guy? Okay. That's an evil act. Done. Right? Like, it's like, what? It's like, yeah, that guy was not going to fight you guys. Why did you do that? Your consequences are important. So, especially like people that like brawl in bar fights and stuff. Like, my character's going to go here and just start a fight. It's like, I hope nobody gets hurt. Otherwise, the guards are going to be pissed, right? Like, it's just those kind of things you can think about to add that level of kind of complexity to your characters. Like, really make them think about stuff, and then. Yeah, I think those are the best villains, to be honest. The ones that they might kind of be right, and they aren't just blatantly like, look how evil I am. Wah, 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 wah. It's like, all right, that's boring.
Yeah. Or even if you do a look how evil I am sort of villain, at least give them a believable motivation, right? The super evil character who is knowingly evil because everybody they've ever known in the world screwed them over, and so now they're going to make sure that they actually are able to get what they need. That's another good archetype. And both of those evil characters do not need to be super into torture. They might be okay with it as a tool, but they're not seeking it out, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like action films where it's like, torture's horrible unless the good guy has to use it because it's his only option. It's like, that guy's he's just not a good guy. Like, no, that's just how that works. And just, the ends can't justify the means and still be lawful good. Evil for me is just an alignment is selfish, but thanks. Evil villain is fine. Fine line they tell us all. It sort of pushes the limit for the effect of triumph over evil, which makes us heroes. Yeah, and I think that's another good example of kind of writing a good narrative is built in a way that it doesn't matter. Like, if all your characters want, your players want, is like, I want to have this hero fantasy. Like, that's totally legitimate. That's how a lot of stories are written. You can definitely do that really easily with one of those kind of troped evil villains, right? Like, this guy is obviously the bad guy. And so because of that, there's been a big push of like trying to figure out who the big bad guy is, because everybody wants to make it like this amazing reveal. And it's like, yeah, you don't need that either. I mean, like, just give them an option. Maybe they want to go evil, right? Like, this guy's not totally wrong. Oh no, what do we do about that? There's a lot of different ways to tell a story, and for me, no team is inherently good. Most players are neutral at best, and I think that's a good way to play the game. And so I think alignment, once again, I've said this many times, and I'll reiterate it. Alignment is just a starting point for you to understand your character, and then after that, it is your DM's job to keep track of that and use it when applicable. Because, I mean, anybody can say what their alignment is. Like, well, I'm chaotic good. It's like, no, you're not. That's not how you play this game. Like, whatever you think or your character thinks about themselves is separate from what the DM is tracking and watching your actions in the world. Because it's not static. It's not static, and it can be different from town to town, from encounter to encounter, and it only matters when it matters. And mechanically, very, very rarely does it matter.
And like that should be pretty sensical, right? That should make sense. If you think about it, anybody in the real world can say anything about themselves and believe anything about themselves, but that doesn't necessarily make them true.
Yeah.
A person can say that they were that they are the smartest person who has ever been in a specific position, but if they do not act that way, if they don't have the training, if they don't have the skill, like, you know, you can say you're the smartest, it does not make it true. You have to act that way. Same thing with alignment.
Yep. All right, I'm rolling into it, and then I'm going to read the chat real quick. Sentient Ooze Mercy Monk, Trickery Domain Cleric. Monk Cleric, okay. With spherical metal weights that help to enhance their wet slapping strikes. And a long quarterstaff. I don't know what that means. That sounds gross. Sentient Ooze Mercy Monk, Cleric. Okay. We knew that. I would be extremely evil then, because Goldtooth would torture someone because him, if you have no problem killing and enslaving other people. I can't quite read that sentence. Pretty much.
Well, I mean, Goldtooth, we have told you that Goldtooth is evil many times, and you have not believed us. This is why.
Yeah, like, there's also, like I said, I've played hyper-violent characters. One of the characters I played with Lars, and so I said, like, Lars and I have actually butted heads on this, is because my character was based around protecting people. That was his whole thing. Like, his whole shtick in life was to find these. He was a dragoon, so I'm like, I want to find sweet artifact weapons and prevent people from using them against, like, specifically dragons from using them against people. Because he was a paladin of. Not a paladin, he was a fighter, but he was essentially a dragoon of the Platinum Dragon. So, instead of torture...
Bahamut.
Yeah, Bahamut, thank you. Mechanical, there are a few subclasses giving spells based your way. What the character might look like. Sure, yeah. But the big thing for him was that he was just like, I'm just here, I want to protect people, that's all I want. And so Lars kept throwing... people at us that, like, he would just get to torture people in front of us, and, like, or they would just be mean and horrible to people right in front of us. It's like, I'm gonna go kick the shit out of that guy every time because I don't think it's proper what they're doing. And it's like, I don't care about the setting, I don't care about where they are. My character would not sit by and watch that. And so he used that as like a bait, and he's like, I'm gonna trick him into doing this. It's like, I was gonna fight this guy either way, but I don't feel like people would be this cruel in the world in the open. Because I think even though my character was designed to, help the oppressed, it doesn't feel natural in a way, right? It's just, and it's like
unrealistic.
It's unrealistic, and it's like, Lars, are you doing this for fun, or are you doing it just to goad my character? Both of which I don't like. I don't like that that's happening. So, and that's the thing, right? Like, there's no real correct way to do it. I don't like that play style. And because of that, my character, I lashed out a lot. I was very violent to a lot of Lars's NPCs. He's like, well, it's fine. It's like, it's not fine. Either my character shouldn't be here, or I'm going to end up just beating the shit out of everybody. But at the same time, like I wouldn't just murder people indiscriminately. And so, was my character good? Was he evil? It doesn't really matter. It's based on how Lars looked at it. My character was just following their law, right? They were lawful, and then it just breaks down from there.
If people like a lot of this comes down to writing, right?
Yeah.
Which is difficult, and it's a skill that you have to learn. So if you have these, like, if you have a lot of questions about this, I actually really highly recommend watching overly sarcastic productions. I think Red specifically does a really good idea of breaking down character tropes and just understanding the tropes and how to use them effectively and how people often use them problematically. That can help a lot. It is, I think, has probably done a great deal to make my GMing better, just in terms of storytelling.
Yeah. That character was the same character that beat up Gundren Rockseeker. Which is like the introductory character to the D&D Minds of Fendelver, because the whole premise is like, whoa, we dug too deep and we found horrible shit. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. We're working for this guy. But then Lars kept telling about how they just need to keep going back. And I'm like, wait, so you're endangering people over and over again? And so I beat the shit out of him. and everyone was like, why would you do that? I'm like, because he shouldn't be endangering people like that. It makes me mad. And to that effect, Gundren told the city, and the city agreed with him. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. Like, people are going to be pissed off and think that my character is messed up because I just beat the shit out of someone who's trying to save their city. But I think he's doing it in a bad way. In that situation, my character was very, very evil, right?
Yeah,
and that's fine, because that's just how it worked out. I have no qualms with that, and I think that's really how you have to look at it. Is just the alignment doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of how you want to portray your character to the world around you.
Alignment is also very relative to the setting. Right, like,
Yeah.
I played a rogue once, and they were designed to be neutral evil, but everybody else in the party was so chaotic evil that my character came off very, very lawful good, which was really, really weird. But like, it's important to remember that alignment, like color and like a lot of other things, is very, very relative. You can have a totally evil character end up going like playing the Curse of Strahd and end up being the hero.
And Goldtooth, this is a circular discussion we've had many times.
Yeah.
Let's say you go evil in the fact that you're trying to save the world. Like, yeah, that's still evil. Like, that's still an evil act. One does not justify the other. And so that's all I really wanted to get out with that, was that, like, I don't need a lot of justification if the characters are spelled right. And I feel like a lot of blatant justification to, like, here's a good reason for you to murder this guy is just... I don't want to say it's lazy, but it's not... I don't think it's necessary. I feel like it's just like, it's super tropey at times, and it can be just like, look how evil this guy is. Yeah, exaltingly handholdy is a good way to put it. Just like, look how evil this guy is. You need to fight him now. It's just like, I'm not gonna. Like, I'm just not gonna, because you treated me like a child. And that's something I have to deal with. But I've been noticing I've been doing that recently. So. A corrupt ruler can also be boring as well. Yeah. I think there's a lot of different ways you can make stories interesting. And as for DMing styles, there's something to be said about having a very apparent evil guy, right? Like,
Yeah,
Like, we kind of knew Sauron was evil from the get-go. And I like Sauron as a villain.
but
He
like,
just straight up came and said, "Hey, I think you guys are wrong," and yep. It's just
yeah,
like, oh shit.
yeah. But also, like, in the lore, he didn't start out that way. He started out deceiving everybody, right?
Yeah, yeah. By the time
So,
we saw it in the book, like it was very quick to, Sauron, what the shit's going on? It's like, oh well, I'm gonna take over the world. It's like, oh, damn. like, I don't know. It's okay. You don't always have to have a secret villain, but at the same time, it can be fun. Like, there's
yeah.
a lot of different ways to tell stories.
But my point in bringing that up was just to say nobody's one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Even the super evil character, like, go ahead, make them super evil. Just give them a personality. That's all. All
Yeah.
you need.
I let Kevin, when I went on vacation, Kevin, the necromancer, played the DM'd for my other group with Lars, and so he played Noir, the basically the guy in charge of the Tower of Ashfont. And and he's just like, I think one of the things he said, he's just like, I'm unhinged and nobody knows why. And I was just like, what is happening here? So I obviously need to work on my villainy. But yeah, it was funny to hear somebody else play one of my characters. It's like, that's how you guys see that? Interesting.
If it makes you feel any better, I have never seen Noir that way.
He's a dick.
I mean, yeah, but he's not just like randomly unhinged.
No.
He very clearly has an agenda,
Yeah.
right? He's just not really sharing what that agenda is, while still being overt that he has does have an agenda, and is just kind of weird and not helpful.
Yep.
That's all.
Weird and not helpful is a good way to describe Noir, I think. Like, that's my intent. It's just like weird and not. I was like, why are you doing this? Like, yeah, I got my reasons. It's like, no, I want you to tell me. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna. Like, that's too bad. That's not how
Why
this
would
works.
I do that?
Yeah.
Because it would help me not want to kill you. Why would I want to do that?
Yeah, Noir was designed for people to shank him, and that's like that was a legitimate. Like, yeah, if you guys just get mad and kill him, like, I've planned for this. Like, there are things that will happen. If that, I think that's fine.
Yes. Which also, I should say, is something every DM should do with every NPC. You have no idea what's going to set off your characters or your players. Just be prepared that anybody you make could die at any moment.
Yep.
Just as an insurance policy. Just
If something is hinged on one character doing something, come up with a backup plan.
yes. Immediately, please. Really important.
This was supposed to be a monk cleric. I'm not sure how to do that. Do you all name your PCs or NPCs? I use a name generator. Yeah, name generators are great.
Yeah, I have to use a name generator. I'm terrible with language and I'm terrible with names.
I have like 5 names that everybody is named. If someone like jumps up and asks me what a character's name is, he's like, I don't know, Kevin.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I really like this character.
I honestly don't know where I'm going with this. I just drew a slimy figure. I kind of want to give him a cauldron.
I do want to color and give him some gloves.
I've drawn Majin Buu again. He's just a gooey boy, isn't he? Hello, cat. How are you?
Meow. Majin Buu is, I really liked Majin Buu's design.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
I don't like him as a character. I think he's really effective horror. I think he was good storytelling, but yeah. Really, really liked his design.
I would commission you, but my jobs are liars. Most jobs are liars and don't seem to be hiring even after I apply 6 times and they have urgently hired plastered everywhere. I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling, Tinksel. I hope you find something worthwhile.
Yeah.
It was a rough place to be in.
Same. Good luck, dude.
And I know it well.
What are you thinking on time?
I'm about done here. I kind of lost where I was going with this character. So I don't know. I might just finish it up as a monk.
Okay.
I'm not sure what to do cleric wise.
Sure.
But I think I'm about
Alright.
good, so
Yeah, I'll just keep fiddling then. No point in getting a new prompt.
I mean, if you'd like a new prompt, you can have one.
No. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think having names are great, and name generators are good because I mean, if the character doesn't matter, then their name doesn't matter.
Yes.
That was always my beef with Critical Role when they're like, "What book are they reading?" It's like it doesn't fucking matter. Like maybe it matters to somebody, and that's fine, but like it became a joke of just torturing the DM, and it's like let's knock it off. And so I'm a big fan of the hand waving. Just like they're reading a book about goblins. It's like, oh, what's that? It's like you would not know without reading the book. Do you want to read the book? Do you want me to go look up 20 pages of goblin lore that I will make you read? Because we can do that. No? Okay, it's a book about goblins. Or a happy character named him Hap. Happy the Goblin was a good one. Like that's a thing that we drew a while back. Like that one. Named characters after words or items, or even existing things. Like you look like New York. Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah, just finding things that are kind of on hand. I think that can be fun. One of these days, I'm going to have to draw more of these slimies that I like to draw. The bones in them. Makes me happy. I don't know why. It's creepy and I like it.
I mean, you love everything that will let you have the opportunity to draw a skeleton.
That's true. Maybe that's why.
I mean, probably not the whole reason, but I would bet dollars to donuts that you're that it's part of it.
It would make sense. I do like drawing bones. I like drawing bones. It said something about iron fist ball things, and so I'm gonna give him like a buckler. Give him like a punch shield. More shield slam, please. Shields is good weapons. No one believes me.
I believe you. I just don't think they're a lot of fun personally.
I believe you're just wrong. All right.
Like you said good weapon, not fun weapon.
It's true. This is true.
I know they're good weapons. I've had players absolutely decimate stuff with shields. It's just not a build I'm interested in.
Oh, wait, he's drawing a skull. Quick, he needs to do 20 push-ups. Man, we haven't done that in 6 months. Oh, nice. Yeah. Welcome in, Gabriel. Plasmoid that they died. A plasmoid that they died, but they didn't truly pass on, but now control the ooze is a cool idea. Oh, yeah, I do like that idea. Kind of like you reconstitute as an ooze. Oh, yeah, that's spoilers for Resident Evil 8. I like it. I like it a lot. Slap 3 cool syllables together. Boom, name, Theodore. That's one way to do it. That's how I do it for goblins. I just think of like a type of food, a type of weapon, and then an action. And so you have like pickle slap.
Where did Gorb Burblin come from?
The word goblin? I'm a gorblin. Gorblin. I'm a gorblin. That's where that came from. Because shield doesn't have to stat block, or does it do 2d8? Actually, I don't know if they have the shield bash. I think when you look at shield spike or shield boss, which I think is usually like a d4. Otherwise, it's in without that, it is an improvised weapon, and you just use the improvised weapon rules. I really do just build all my characters for violence first and talking later. I mean, yeah, that's one option. A shield that is alive with a big old face on it. Yeah, that would be fun. Playing a sentient shield. No, don't hit me! That would be really fun. Maybe you go in front this time. Living shield is just a mimic. I mean, everything is a mimic if you try hard enough. So.
Yeah, and we've been down that rabbit hole, and it yielded no fruit.
Yep.
So.
Just laziness. If everything's a mimic, then nothing's a mimic. And that's how The Incredibles gets made. I hear you, cat. You get nothing. You got 1 more hour to wait, and then you get all the food you want. And by that I mean the normal amount. Okie doke. I think I'm about done. I want to get a mimic companion in a campaign. That could be fun. I like the tiny mimics as companions. I don't know what they're good for. Besides just being interesting. I really like the coin mimics. I think those are interesting ideas. Like, you accidentally basically put a tiny mimic in one of your bags of holding, and it just shit in your bag starts disappearing because it eats it. I like that idea. Like, what is infesting my bag? Tiny mimic coin. I like that. I love mimics as enemies too, but can't use them too much. A living shield build would give you so many hit points, min-max. How would you do? Yeah, it's a sentient weapon. I would essentially just roll a magical weapon. And then you could roll stats, but I think because you're a construct, you would only have the hit points would be based off of your material, your intelligence and stats, like your mental stats you could roll for, and then your physical stats I think would be based off the body that you're made out of, and just use the physical composition for the makeup. And there's some rules for that, for like building constructs and magical stuff. So that could be fun. Made a whole video on that. Go check it out. I don't know. That's all I got. But I think that's about it. I think that's all I got for the day. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I'm going to go feed this cat. Yeah, I hear you. Everybody can hear you, cat. Chill out. I'm going to make you wait a little longer. Yeah. It's not appropriate. Not appropriate. But that's it. That's all I got. Just, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Try to stay cool over this. This is, I think, Memorial Day weekend. Is that right? Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Something's happening on Monday. I don't know. I'll go check. But I'll probably try to stream on Monday for a little bit on Twitch. If you'd like to commission a character or items or whatever the hell it is you want commissioned, let me know. You can contact me on Discord for that. Check out the Patreon page. We have a whole bunch of new stickers coming out next month, I believe, beginning of next month. I have a few this month that just came out. If you want to pick those up, you can also contact me on Discord as well. And thanks for hanging out. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll catch you next week. Bye, everybody.